Yo, what up, famo? It's your boy Leonard Moore, and today's talk, man, we're gonna kind of switch it up a little bit today, and we're gonna have a discussion about children. Yes, raising children. Um, I guess I got a lot of theories about raising children. They say children are our future. If you believe that, then you know how much it means to invest in that. And I don't mean, man, I just feel like we neglect children so much in this world and probably the world over. I'm not traveled enough to make a real determination on whether or not it's a whole world that's neglectful. But I know here in the United States of America, no matter what race you are, we have a pretty bad tendency of neglecting our youth. It's been this way for a very long time, as long as I can remember anyway, I think that, the problem lies in conception, in the birth of a child, at the beginning stages. I'm a personal believer, and you don't have to agree with me, but I believe that is a very, very great sin to bring a child into this world to suffer. I'm going to say that again. I think it's a sin to bring children into the world to suffer. Now, I say this, man, because just follow me for a second, right? You know what I mean? You and your girl, or, you, lady, and your husband, your boyfriend, unless you guys have over an abundance of good life and good lesson, just goodness to give to somebody, don't have children. Because otherwise, what you're bringing into the world, what you're doing is bringing someone else into the world to share your pain, to share your debt, to share your struggle. And is that fair? You know what I mean? And all we can do is tell the children, well, you're going to have to break the chains. And what you couldn't. Why didn't you break the chains, Mom? Why didn't you break the chains, Dad? But you expect Shorty over here to break the chains, to come up out of it. You know what I mean? To save your life and their life. And, that's a lot of fucking responsibility. And that's very selfish of you. You know what I mean? It's very easy to lay down with somebody and have sex and conceive a child. And it's very easy to rationalize it as, I'm just bringing a new life into the world. And and a lot of times I find that people will say they just don't want to be alone. It's a deep-seated insecurity, a fear that people have that leads to having children, especially in women, that they don't want to be alone for the rest of their life. So they bring something into the world that they know they can trust, that will never leave them. You know what I mean? But it's selfish as hell. Unless you have so much to where a kid should never be brought into this world and have to figure it out. It should already be figured out before the parent should already have their life figured out for them. At the most, the child should be in a rebellious state. You know what I'm saying? Because their life has been planned so well for them. Not a rebellious state out of poverty and frustration that leads you to prison and making bad decisions. Yes, that's what happens to most, if not, I don't know, all the people that I've known. You know, I'm from the ghetto. So I know those stories, you know what I'm saying? But I'm also a human being. So I've also learned from other people's mistakes. I've seen the pitfalls that it can happen, not only to a urban inner city kid like myself and others that I grew up with, but also for the suburban guy who maybe didn't have to go through it. But, you know, life, we're sold so many ideas. And what we bite, what we swallow is what dictates what path we take. You know what I'm saying? Like me, right now, I'm talking to you, right? And I'm trying to get you guys to understand that it's in you. The power is in you. And that's a vague message, but if you stick with me, everything will get clearer. You understand what I'm saying? Because what I'm trying to do is build something inside of you. I'm trying to spark something inside of you. Don't listen to this or look at this and see me. Understand that this is my spirit talking to you. We are having a spiritual conversation. My spirit, this is how it's going on. This is what's going on right now that you probably didn't even realize. I am being channeled universally through, you know, the sun, the moon, the stars, and all the electricity within this universe to have thoughts. Through them thoughts, I am able to discern which thoughts are credible or not. Meaning, and how do I do that? By feeling, by the way those thoughts make me feel. And I've learned not to go off of my happy feelings. Like, you know what I'm saying? Truth, be it against my favor or truth, is the deciding factor of discernment. You understand? But anyway, I am being channeled messages. I discern those messages through truth. And then I tell whoever it is the message is supposed to get to. That is how this works on a universal spiritual level. So that's why when I tell you guys, if you are lucky enough, because I really truly believe that it's a blessing, it's a calling on your life for you to run into these videos or hear my podcast or read my blog. If this comes across you and grabs you, then it's something in you. It's something in your life. It's a calling being called upon you, and it's a call for you to answer. It's not time to ignore. This is something you need to answer. Not for me, but for you. You understand? I remember when I first started listening to like positive self-development stuff and all of that. Dude, I was not looking for it. Not at all. I promise you I wasn't. I tell you where I started. I started off, I wanted to make a YouTube video about rap music. Like, you know how they do, you see these people on YouTube and they do the like news reports about who died and what happened, you know what I mean? So I started off, and my first video was on Nipsey Hussle, his death, because I felt, you know, I'm an imp, right? You know what I mean? So I felt from a universal standpoint, I felt very pulled and torn. You know, I was saddened by the death of that person, by Nipsey Hussle. So I was like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna make a video about that, because, you know, it's all, you know, if you do any research online about any of this, they'll say it's all about your passion. You know, go do things you're passionate about, you know. So that was like, man, I felt that, you know, Nipsey died, man, it's messed up, you know. So I hurried up, I waited about a week. I didn't want to wait too long, but I wanted some, evidence. You know, I wanted to do a little bit of research before I posted a video. But I made the video, and then, you know, and for all intents and purposes, I think it was okay. You know, 100-something views, no likes, no subscribe. You know, it was okay, you know. But it showed me that I could make videos. which I kind of knew I could, but I mean, that was like the proof, like, damn, you can do it. You know, and I had a few likes, and, you know, I was like, okay, well, you know, but it also showed me that that wasn't the route I wanted to take. You see what I'm saying? So what ended up happening, long story short, because this could go on, right? That Nipsey Hussle video that I originally did, and my original, what they call a niche, was the hip hop genre, like hip hop news commentary. I realized that that wasn't what I wanted to do. That wasn't, even though I am of that generation, I like hip hop. I am a hip hop, you know, advocate. But I'm a grown man at the same time, and more so than that, I have a strong desire to help people. See, like I told you, the reason I made the Nipsey Hussle video was not about rap. It was because I was feeling the loss. And then when I did my research and I learned more about Nipsey Hussle, I seen he was an entrepreneur. He was me. He was one of us that was out here really doing it, really making it happen. And we lost that. You know what I mean? That's all that information, all that knowledge just gone to senseless violence, you know? And so anyway, my direction changed like kind of a little bit after that, you know what I mean? Because I realized that that was not